Joe Cutler.
Leanne Redwood.
My name is Nicole Alioto.
My name is Melody Liu.
When I think of Renaissance, I think of rebirth, renew, re-energize.
I believe that we're undergoing a rebirth right now with AI. And that's going to change how we treat art and how we do art from here on out.
For me, I like to make sure that every day I'm trying to do something different and I'm trying to make a change and take a step forward and make progress. There's always room for progress in this life.
Once you tell a story, you can come to a sense of healing and peace. And from that, you can relaunch yourself, reinvent yourself, and just really start anew. There's a lot of growth that can happen.
I've had these ideas for this particular talk sort of swirling around in my head for at least a few years, and I saw this as an opportunity for myself to just both crystallize them and then package them in a way that would actually get these ideas that I think are really helpful in a way that could potentially help a lot of people.
I think it's like an opportunity to really learn, and they talk about how when you all sit in a room and you're all listening to the same thing, you have a communal thought.
I've been watching TEDx talks, I think, since I was in middle school. So for me, they've always been kind of a point where they're educational, but they're also interesting. And I mean, with Barbie, America Ferrera's TED Talk went really viral. So it's cool to see the impact that one person can have and how they can shape so many people's minds.
This dream of speaking at a TEDx conference ever since I was a senior in high school. I knew that this would be an opportunity for me to share my story, explain kind of what I went through, and be able to advocate for these kids to make sure that it never happens again.
Had quite my time with TEDx Talks. I saw a lot of them, and specifically I just liked how they felt more personal than a normal TED Talk would.
Context, and I forgot to even talk about myself in some moments. So just revising and finding my own voice, owning my truth, and unapologetically telling that story was
That required a lot of cutting and saying goodbye to ideas that I really liked.
Paring it down to get just at the essence was a challenge, but I feel like with the guidance of the TEDx team, it's going to be a great talk.
I think it's really once they realize what the full, what they really want their talk to be, because a lot of times they'll start with kind of a basic idea of what they want to do, but then once they really get the idea of what exactly they want to say and where they want to go with it, it's you can see the light switch and then it's just running from there.
I think the preparation was pretty straightforward. We started with a draft of the script. I had slides alongside that. There are a lot of details and facts that I wanted to mention, but that I'm gonna have to leave out because otherwise it would be over 15 minutes.
So I think a breakthrough moment was when she showed me kind of the differences between human art and AI art. So I think she's about to talk about it in her speech as well. But it was really surprising to me as well that how AI can nearly imitate human art or make it even better. And so let's try to see how can we try to differentiate between the two and what are the difference between the two. So I think that particular moment was really pivotal for me because then I understood the gravity of the situation.
Yeah, so my speaker coach is Amelia Willman, and she's a wonderful speaker coach who did a TEDx talk previously on fast fashion.
He's really well spoken. I think I would say he's really persistent and motivated. And I'd say he's funny. He has a good sense of humor, and throughout his talk it definitely comes out.
Sometimes I would have a very timid or passive approach in regards to what I was talking about, and she would encourage me to be Leanne, speak, say what you gotta say from the front.
Acceptance of people, how they are, and a broader perspective of looking at things, not assuming, and even if someone is coming from, she always tries to see where they're coming from.
Very passionate. I think she's
very driven, that she's very like educational.
Absolutely amazing. We are both kind of theater kids. We both did the same competitive speech and debate programs when we were in high school. Bouncing ideas off of each other has been so easy. Even early on in the process when I was still kind of making changes and edits, and she gave me her honest opinion, and it really, really helped get the talk to where it is today.
Kate, she's an eloquent speaker. I will say that much. She is able to put, again, as I was saying, she was able to put experiences into words that I could never do personally, so I love that about her. Additionally, I would say she's so kind, to put it in simply. Like, I always look forward to meeting her every week, and I think it's so much fun.
She's really good at getting a lot of ideas out. She has a really unique perspective of the issue as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, Anish has been super helpful in doing peer reviews. He goes into my script every time I have a new iteration and gives me advice on how to word things, on how things come off, so it can be more cohesive.
I would say her number one would be research. She has done a lot of research on this topic, and she's drawing upon a lot of different facts. Number two would be her talents, and number three would be her time management. So I think she's completing all her work on time.
I manage all of the speakers and the speaker coaches and just make sure that everyone stays on track with their responsibilities. Seeing how excited they are to share all of their different messages. I think it's really inspirational that they've taken this much time to inform everyone about their specific topics and to know themselves really well, because they are diving into a topic that they are so passionate about, and they really get to see like how their words have an impact on others. And then professionally, obviously, they'll be gaining so much public speaking experience getting on a stage in front of 100 people.
I hope that listeners leave this talk with a feeling of hope that productive political discussions are possible, and with the tools to be able to think critically about especially fact-based claims.
There are a lot of takeaways that I hope people get. I speak a lot about mentoring and connecting with students. Whitney Houston said, "I believe the children are the future, teach them well and let them lead the way."
I hope after hearing my talk at TEDx Northeastern that the audience will be inspired with ideas on how they can better support the educational systems.
Can feel comfortable enough to have conversations about grief and death and loss and all the hard stuff in life, and not be afraid of it and not want to kind of close their eyes and ears.
Listeners take away that the debate over AI art seems very black and white, but in reality, we're all kind of working towards the same goal. We all want to empower creativity, and we're just coming from two different places, but we can meet in the middle.